Well, greetings everybody. Welcome back to the landscape. So where I am today is a location I know very well. Been here many times. But I had a challenge dished out to me. I think it was Jim Worthington. I've just checked my notes and it was. So Jim, thank you very much for this challenge. I hope you and your family are doing well. But Jim's challenge to me was to go to a well-known location, but only use a prime lens. Now that's quite hard for me because I'm wedded to my zoom lenses. I love the flexibility of being able to increase the number of objects within my scene or decrease the number of objects within my scene just by zooming in and out or out and in, depending on your philosophical slant on life. So to use a prime lens it's really going to do my head in, I think, but it's definitely going to be a struggle for me because now every time I want to alter the objects in my scene, I'm going to have to use my feet. Also, and I hope you can hear it in the background, I'm near a watercourse, and I've done that quite deliberately because unless I'm seriously wanting to get my feet and my legs wet, there is going to be a limit as to how far forward or how far back I can actually get with regard to the number of objects in my scene. So I'm going to have to think hard about, or long and hard I was going to say, about my composition when using a prime lens. So I don't actually have a prime lens for my L mount camera. So I've had to adapt a little bit, if you'll excuse the pun. The pun will become clear in a moment. So I've picked up my Olympus 50mm 1.8 prime lens. This is the original 50mm lens that I had with my Olympus OM10 more or less 40 years ago-ish. And this lens still works perfectly. Now, clearly this is designed for an Olympus film camera. I can't just slap it on my Sigma fpL, so I have had to purchase an adapter. I'll have to use the camera in full manual. That's fine. I can still use the histogram as a tool to ensure that my exposures are doing just fine. So I'm going to desert this spot and I'm going to go just a little bit further up the watercourse and then work my way down. And yeah, I'm going to bring you with me as I have a play with a prime lens on my Sigma fpL. Wish me luck. Right, so in a little bit of a departure, I'm not going to put you at the back of the camera. I'm just going to talk to you and then show you the final images. I've kind of noticed I tend to default to putting the video camera and showing the back. I kind of want to mix it up a little and just try something different. So I'm not going to do that for this video. I'm just going to talk about what I can see. Now, I've positioned the video camera quite deliberately so you can see that I've only got this little platform to be on and you can see the scene I'm potentially looking to photograph. So looking through the viewfinder, it's actually not too bad. Not too bad at all. So what I'm trying to do here is use the branches that are coming across the watercourse to create a natural arch and then take the viewer underneath and down the little watercourse. I do wonder actually whether I could do with a polarizer, which is a bit annoying because the bag is over there. So, okay, so by the power of video editing, I now have a polarizer. Now I don't have a 49mm polarizer, but I do have my 77 and it's in a case so I can keep it safe in my pocket. I'm going to do what I normally do and put it, oh yeah, that does make a difference. I'm going to put it in my face and turn it. So what that does is that really takes the glare off the water and it lets the reflected colour really, really shine through. In terms of focusing, so my scene, I'm just checking what my scene is. So I'm sort of from that rock outcrop, that's sort of the bottom of my frame going out into the distance. So in terms of focus, I will probably focus, there's a lot of detail in that area. So I'm going to focus probably not this big rock, but the next rock formation along. And what aperture have I got this camera set to? This is where I need my glasses because I can't set it through the viewfinder. I think we're f8. I'm just going to up it to f11 because it's quite a deep scene. And I don't want to push the camera to be at its extreme. So what I'm going to do is oh no, hang on, I can't do that yet because I need to set the exposure. So 1/6 of a second, yeah, that's okay. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the histogram and just trying to get myself a reasonable exposure according to the histogram. Obviously the f-stop is being set on the lens, not inside the camera. So the f number is completely blank, which also is quite disconcerting. So let me just turn the polarizer again, get us back to where we were, which is about there. I shall hand hold the polarizer across the lens. There we go. And just check the result. Yeah, the result's really nice, really rich. Now, using the 50mm lens, I've been able to contain the scene. I've got no sky, no distractions. You could say I was lucky. Now let's go and find another composition and see whether we remain lucky. Okay, so I've actually moved just a little bit further down. I don't know, 10, 15 meters tops. I know you can only see the top of me, but that's quite deliberate because I'm trying to show you what's going on all in the distance. And it's that's kind of that's drawn me to this particular spot because the color is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to go through the same process again. I'm not going to make it too complicated. I've got a birch tree, I think it's a birch tree, that's coming out into the scene, but it's very, very tall to the sky. And I do wonder whether with this lens I am going to suffer from having to cut the sky out. So let me darken the scene so I can see it. I'm definitely going to have to use, right, so now I'm getting sky, which is kind of why I thought I would come here. I can just about get the whole tree in, only just though. What I'm now battling with is elements in the frame left and right. Okay, no, that's okay, that's all right. Get it nice and level. Right, so learning from the last experience, push the histogram right over. Okie dokie. Where did I put that polarizer? I have no idea whether you can even see me or not. If you can't, you can't. Hopefully you can see the beautiful scene. Right, so twist it in front of my face. Oh yes, that makes a huge difference. Stick it in front of the lens. Review the result. That's really interesting. Even though I pushed the histogram right over, the end result is still relatively dark. but I haven't got any shadows, so I'm going to go with that. I have managed to overcome dealing with the sky. I had to be careful left and right to get tree trunks that came into the frame, but managed to get round it. Okay, I think we'll move on one more time, remembering to pick up my glasses. The platform where I was is literally just over there. In doing these 3 scenes, I've traveled, I don't know, no more than 10, maybe 15 meters tops. So it just goes to show that sometimes there's no need to travel like miles and miles and miles in order to create decent photographs. Sometimes they're all within a close proximity. Now, I've deliberately chosen this one because this is going to be tricky. I've got a collection of trees over here, quite a chaotic collection of trees. But what's bothering me is I've got, where is it? That tree there. The danger with that tree is it leans out of the frame, as it does here on the video camera. And then I've got a tree that sort of does that, sort of around here. And then I've got another one alongside it that leans up and in. And then I've got others that lean out as well. So for this particular scene, I'm going to have to use my feet to move forwards and backwards to control how many tree trunks I have, and that I have, what's the word I'm looking for? A comfortable distribution. What I'm looking for is bookends. And I'm a big fan of bookends. Complementary factors on the left and the right hand side of the frame that the viewer feels comfortable with, i.e. they feel as if they're sitting within the scene, they're never actually going to be taken outside of the scene. So I think the camera is just about visible. It is, but let me move that way a tiny touch. Right, okay. So I'm quite enjoying this not showing you what it is that I'm doing, because it actually means I can concentrate on it an awful lot more. Right, so I think I need to step backwards a bit. I'm getting caught on the ferns. Ah, now I've got sky creeping in. It's too high. Now, if I position the camera down, I get an awful lot of foreground. And not a lot going on because it's just brown ferns. So I'm going to need to go forward into the scene in order that I still have some foreground, but it doesn't occupy a third of the frame. So I'm just going to start there and then look for, where's that birch tree that's leaning? Okay, so that now enables me to have some foreground, but not too much. The only thing I'm not happy with now is I've got a bookend over here. I can't even see whether I'm in frame. I've got a bookend over here, but I haven't necessarily got a bookend over there. So what does that mean then? I need to come back a little bit. Ah, yes. So if I come up, no, I've still got sky. Ah, man, this is tricky. Jim, it's a great challenge, but my, oh my, oh my, is it frustrating. Right, well, I've just noticed that the tree that's on the left is actually like a split trunk. Ah, okay. Okay, so I come back just half a step rather than a full step. Yeah, I think that's going to be the one. Okie dokie. Right. Yes, I'm happy. I've now got that bookends compromise, but I've got an awful lot of glare, which is where the polarizer comes in. So let's bring you down a bit so you can see what's occurring. This time I'm going to hold it. How much of a difference does that make? Oh gosh, yes it does. Takes the glare off the ferns. Right, so if I put it over the viewfinder and push the histogram right over, 1.3 seconds. Oh man, I forgot to focus. I am so used. Ah, geez, that is unforgivable. Even with the digital camera, I'm manually focusing. Why on earth did I forget to focus? That's nuts. Hugh, what were you playing at, man? Right, let's choose a focus point. Awful. There we go. Even got my mistakes on camera. In actual fact, I probably would have gotten away with that, but that's not the point, is it? Yeah, it's about there. Right. 1.3 seconds. This time in focus. So I've been showing the images after each and every outing. I think I forgot to focus on image number 2. Oops, but I think I probably got away with it because the lens was more or less at infinity, and that's more or less what I've got there, and that's come out okay. And it was at f11, so there should be sufficient depth of focus to get away with it, but that's unforgivable. And as I've already stated, that's part of my normal digital process. So why on earth I forgot to do it when using a manual focus lens, not a manual focus lens, a prime 40-year-old lens, God only knows. But just to show you what the camera looks like with this tiny little lens on it, it looks fantastic. I have to admit, I think it's quite cute. And is it a journey that I will do again? Yeah, do you know what? I think it is. I think it is because I like compositional challenges, and they feature a lot on this channel. It gets this thinking. Sometimes this technology does a little bit too much, but what this technology doesn't do is tell me what's in the viewfinder and what frame size to use and so on and so forth. That's where doing little challenges like this really helps. And and I haven't even played with different frame sizes like 16:9 or square or whatever. I've just gone for the standard 3:2, and that worked perfectly. But I'm going to leave this video here. I think it's gone on long enough. Thank you very much for watching. Jim, thank you for the challenge. I hope you like the results. If you have a challenge for me, something you'd like me to have a go at, then please comment down below and let me know what you think I should do to challenge myself, and I maybe will add it to the list of future videos. If you like landscape photography, then that's what my channel is all about. If you're not a subscriber, please do consider becoming a subscriber. Hit the subscribe button, and then if you hit the bell icon alongside, you'll get notified of new content. If you've liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube. It helps this video, helps the content, and it also helps my channel. And all of that costs you nothing. So until we're back out in the landscape again, everybody take care and stay well and look after each other. I shall see you again soon. Bye bye for now.